G'day, I'm Jack. I'm a program coordinator for the Land's Edge Foundation. We are a non-for-profit outdoor education provider based on the south coast of New South Wales. 6 months ago, 12 individuals from various backgrounds and different walks of life came together to start their journey towards a Certificate 3 in outdoor leadership. So where has their journey led them? What have they learned along the way? What people have they met? What environments have they seen? Why have they chosen to do it in the first place?
It's a bit.
I was working in hospitality, not doing much else. I was studying psychology over in New Zealand. I was housekeeping and at university.
So before I started the traineeship, I spent a lot of my time at university studying marketing and advertising.
I saw an ad on Facebook and I applied because I wanted to turn my outdoorsy lifestyle into a job.
Called up my old career advisor from school because I was a bit lost on what I wanted to do for myself, and with a little sad little voice I was like, can I get into an industry like this where you go outside and, you know, educate and still get paid for it? And like she was like, yeah, like this company Land's Edge looking for trainees.
My outdoor experience was nil.
I was a bit of a sheltered child, didn't really get out much.
On top of that, yeah, I was also pretty sheltered. My outdoor experience kind of was like the beach.
The application process was so easy.
Real simple.
Super self-explanatory.
Yeah, so on the information night, we played some games and got to know the members of the Land's Edge Foundation, like some of the employees, which was good, so we could get a feel for how the culture was at the workplace, how everything ran.
Because I was over in New Zealand and I was like, how am I going to get a job without going over there first? Yeah, we did a Zoom chat and like everyone seemed awesome, and like I was pretty much straight away just like, I really hope I get the job.
I was nervous about meeting everyone.
Yeah, I was nervous about meeting people.
Yeah, especially knowing you're going to be with them for such a long time.
Yeah.
And they're alright.
Alright.
I was nervous about my ability levels in the different activities and just the way to manage a group and everything like that. I wasn't really sure at how I'd be able to do that because I just finished high school myself. But I was excited to go on a new journey in life and see where this road takes me.
Having like no responsibility over a group to leading groups through Mount Kosciuszko or taking groups on massive hikes or just experiences like this. Yeah, it's a big change.
I think helping young people move through like adolescence using the outdoors as a tool is like really important for getting them going.
A big part of it is getting kids out of their comfort zone, getting them away from kind of their typical environment at school.
Setting up programs in certain ways so there are specific takeaways that are important and you can shape those.
So we started off our traineeship jumping straight into a 10-day saltwater training school. So essentially we had the expert advice of our two founders of Land's Edge, Anne and Fleur. They showed us the ropes in coastal activities like snorkeling, stand-up paddleboarding and surfing.
Listening to what they've done and the way they approach outdoor education.
No one here expects you to know everything, right? But what we don't know, we can find out.
So I think we're quite lucky to have that experience.
Saltwater school was full on. It was like a rush of things because we started up in Chowder and then we made our way down the coast.
10 days of learning how to utilise a coastal environment to engage and expose children to new experiences.
Really learning how to snorkel and like to get to teach other people that.
Over the summer holidays, we ran a program called Coastal Explorer, which gave us an awesome opportunity to test out the skills we learned at Saltwater School by taking members of the general public out kayaking, surfing, snorkeling around the South Coast area.
To like use those skills straight up in a more like relaxed way.
Educating outdoors was probably one of the highlights so far. It was definitely a good 10 days getting to know all the other trainees and learning so much.
It was setting us up to be group leaders on program. We got to fine-tune our basic skills like using a trainer.
And because all 12 of us trainees were out together, we were kind of like helping each other. It was almost like we'd kind of practice on each other, like we all had some interps about like certain parts of the area or about the Brumbies.
Walking along one of the ridge lines next to Blue Lake in Kosciuszko National Park, that was a pretty surreal moment for me. Like probably the best view I've ever seen in my life.
Summiting Kosciuszko was definitely a memorable moment. My favourite though is Mount Kosciuszko. It really doesn't feel like work being up there and just walking along the main range. It feels like you're on the moon looking out to everywhere. Sunrises, sunsets, just spectacular.
we got quite a bit of rain one day up in Kosciuszko on a bit of a hike, and also when we were down the coast.
Term 1 and 2 were just learning on the job by making mistakes.
If it would have been up to me, I don't know whether I would have been group leading, like even now, because I probably wouldn't have. I would have second guessed myself and been like, oh no, I'm not ready, I need more training, or I want to do more of this or more of that. But at the end of the day, people who have been in this industry for a long time can kind of recognise the skills when they see them, and they did that with us and put us in. And yeah, I think that actually ended up being really good and really valuable way to learn and to grow.
But then after term 1 and 2 finished, we got more into some formal training and got out with our compasses and maps and did some navigation.
Yeah, so we did a 3-day canoe training course as well. We also did 2 days learning to abseil and doing a roping course.
And then we have this project to work on where we have to design our own camp and run it. So we'll see how that goes, what kind of food we forget, what mistakes we make.
It's been delivered by people who are passionate, have a lot of knowledge in the given area that they're delivering on, and we're learning the skills while we're in the field that we're required to be good group leaders, and then that's kind of supplemented by this other training we do. I think that is the most valuable part, is what we're doing in the field.
We did what's called adventure-based learning, so we did a day full of learning new games and kind of learning the ropes in terms of debriefing while on program with the kids, and just kind of getting those skills that maybe we didn't get enough of while we were on the job. So we have our wilderness first aid training coming up. It's basically going to be building upon what we learned in our standard first aid that we did at the start of the traineeship. We will be learning how to respond to emergency medical situations out in the bush, and we'll be able to better take care of our clients when we're on program.
You definitely learn how to live more freely and
I
not plan things all the time and just go with the flow a bit more.
My biggest highlight of this, I think the reactions of the kids at the end of the program, how they thoroughly enjoyed it, no matter pouring rain, snow days, high mountains, all that, just loving it.
The last day, he was just upset the whole day and started crying, and then we went around the circle and said like what everyone's favourite thing was, and then he just pointed at me and then started bawling. And then on the bus home he was like crying. Like, it was kind of like, it was like bittersweet, like it was kind of a bit sad, but also made me feel good, like I'd actually made an impact in his life.
Les's ceremony, an Aboriginal ceremony that Les does, make fire. So like there were 4 boys and they all got together and made fire. And I genuinely, Nelly shed a tear. Like it was just so good. Like the excitement on their face was so amazing.
Some of the different activities that we've learned to instruct at Land's Edge are kayaking,
Snorkeling,
Surfing,
canoeing,
bushwalking,
rock climbing.
Getting paid to be outside, hang out with kids. So I think that's why people are in the industry, is because it's about doing what you love.
The experiences that I've had and the knowledge that I've kind of gained, the pay just seems insignificant. Like it doesn't really matter as much as I thought it would. I think that you can't buy the experiences that this traineeship will bring you. The relationships that you have with the kids on the programs that you'll be involved in, it's more than money can buy, really.
I want to go travel, see the world, like work in amazing places like, you know, we are today, and experience like, especially like different cultures, ideas, you know, different ways of thinking. Also like, you know, help me like expand my personal thinking.
Pretty much just a big 12-person family now. We do a lot of things outside of work together, and we just really look out for each other.
There's very strong relationships between everyone in the organisation, regardless of what your actual job description is, and kind of genuine connection, not just like, oh, like, have you been doing what I asked you to do? Yes, good work. It's like actually interested in what people are doing and why they're doing it.
Everyone's so willing to pass on their knowledge, even from like higher up to like even people that are just casuals.
It's probably been one of the best and most challenging 6 months of my life, and it's an opportunity that you're not going to get anywhere else. It's an opportunity to work with an awesome bunch of people. I think of Land's Edge as, you know, my family now.
I think beyond the obvious takeaways of people learning about the environment and, you know, protecting our natural resources and stuff like that, it's fun, you know. There's so much you can do that's just going out and having a good time outdoors.
If you like living and working in the outdoors, it won't feel like a job at all. It'll just be fun.
And sometimes I'm even like, wait, you're paying me right now? I'm having way too much fun. I should be paying you.
If these journeys inspire you or someone that you know, go to the Land's Edge website to look at how you can start your own unique and challenging path towards a career in the outdoors.